Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sledgehammers in the Office podcast, where we celebrate the heavy hitters on the job site and in the office. Today, I'm joined by Alex Von Reikia with Control Analytics and MasonOxendale, a realtor, residential realtor here in the greater Phoenix area.
MasonOxendale, PLC.
There we go. All right, boys. It's been a month since we sat down together, and before we get into a lot more of the business stuff, thought we'd spend a couple minutes catching up on what's been going on. So, please, for the love of God, do not give me the answer that is, not much, man.
Just chilling. How about you?
All right.
All right. Well, I actually did stuff last month that, non-work stuff.
Thank God.
I've been picking up golfing for the last few months. Granted, okay, that's probably not the most exciting thing of all time.
That's phenomenal. We can talk about that all day.
Oh yeah, I'm really good.
Golf.
I'm really good at digging halfway to China every time I hit a ball.
Oh, nice.
I've been doing lessons. And so now I only dig to China half as much.
Nice.
So
where do you take lessons at?
Bel Air Golf Course.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
My cousin, he's at the range all the time over there.
It's an awesome, it is so cool. So a couple years ago, they renovated it. Some guys bought it up, and they put like the top tracer stuff, which is the same thing Topgolf uses. So I mean, they got screens. It'll track everything. I mean, hey, you can get like 110 balls for like $18. I mean, that's great. And then you get to see where all of them go. There's even games you can play. It's fun. I see the appeal. I mean, I've gone there like 1 p.m. on a Wednesday, and it's packed, like completely packed. Like they have so much business. But the course is small, but it's great for beginners like me. So I've probably played there like 10 times now, like since November. Like I've been there a lot. Like I'm going like twice a month now. It's kind of bad.
Time to get a membership.
I did get a membership.
There we go.
Yeah, so it's like $80 for a membership. You pay for the year, and then you get one free round of golf. Then you get like $1 off the range balls, and then you get a free bucket of balls every time you play. So, I mean, I've saved money because I just go there so much. So, yeah, that's been fun.
Yeah,
That's a great way to start it when you're starting, like a small course like that.
Right? Yeah, I mean, there's like there's like 3 holes that are more than like 250 yards. So,
which is like, if you go to a normal course, it's like 15 of the holes are longer than that.
Exactly. So, yeah, and I've broken one club.
Did you?
Twice.
The same club?
Yes, my 3-wood. And I had it. I got it. They replaced it for free. I'm on the 3rd 3-wood now.
What kind of clubs are there? You don't know?
Yeah, there's something. They got X Pro something Tour 23. I don't know. It's a pre-made thing that I bought. I don't know that much about gear yet.
You should have went to go see my brother. He works at Van's Golf Shop.
I bought it from Van's Golf Shop.
You did?
Yeah, he probably knows me. I'm probably that guy who broke his 3-wood twice.
Oh, dude, you should have told me, because he probably would have hooked you up with a way better set of clubs.
I mean, I'll go back there because they do the promotion or whatever. Like if you buy clubs, you got a year and you can bring it back, and they'll credit you for that, so you can buy more clubs.
Oh yeah,
it's very smart.
How much do you spend on them?
Like $400.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Golf is an expensive sport.
It is.
Do you want to know a sport
he can
that's
probably
a lot
get you a
cheaper?
name brand.
Yeah.
Did you actually hit him?
Huh?
Did you go practice? Or did you just walk in and then, like they said, you should buy these?
I walked in, but at that point I was a brand new golfer, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, so they probably just gave you something so when you did break the club.
Exactly. They knew what they were doing. They know what to do with newbies.
Yeah. Once you can consistently get the ball in the air.
Yeah.
Not saying it's straight or anything. But then you can probably go hit the little simulation that gives you little better clubs.
Yeah, 100%.
It's crazy, dude, because they can like change, because a golf club, like this is the head.
Mm-hmm.
They can change it so if you stand it, so they'll have the club sit more upright for your stance, or they'll de-loft it or increase the loft based on how you hit it.
Yeah. Anything to charge you a little bit more.
No, they don't charge you. They'll do it for free.
Well, yeah, but then
but
then you have to buy the club that has the adjustment.
No, they'll adjust it for you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they'll take the club, they'll bend it for you to make it more upright. they'll change the shaft angle.
See, that's why I suck. It's not me, it's the clubs.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they make a lot of money. It's because every year the new clubs come out. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this will make me better.
Oh, did you see that they have I think it's Callaway has AI designed clubs now. Like everyone's got AI. Everything.
Well, they say that I feel like they've had that forever.
But especially the last couple of years, they've been really pushing like, oh, this is our driver designed completely by AI. I'm like,
if it's truly AI, then every time the more I swing it, it should just change by itself.
yeah. If I'm like,
They should have a chip in it so that the
there.
next time you go in to buy a club.
Up today, we gotta change it.
actually, I know a way that we can get Thaddeus into golf. We get him the driver that you don't swing, but you just load a shotgun shell into there and it fires, and that's how it hits the ball.
Yeah, you literally just put it.
And it goes, and it's beautiful drive.
Have you seen those golf balls that sound like shotguns?
No.
Yeah, I forget what they're called, but it's like you just like, almost, not really a prank, but it kind of is.
Yeah,
it's like, I need a ball, but here, use this ball. And as soon as they hit it, it goes poof, and everybody just flinches because it's so loud.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I'm getting one of my friends.
Yeah. But it doesn't work for good golfers because they'll be like, here, hey, take this ball. And they'll be like, no, I got my Pro V1.
Yeah,
Fuck
exactly. Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, I found this ball in the woods. It looks pretty clean. I'll use it.
Oh, yeah. So how's your journey into golf been?
A lot of fun, except for, I feel like it's same thing.
Froth?
Frisbee golf.
I have disc.
The real name is disc golf, but
Okay.
frolf is just more fun. So yeah, we got Sunday. We were coming back from church, and it was a nice day out. And I was like, we should go get frisbee golf discs and just start doing this because we went frisbee golfing as one of our first dates or whatever. She's like, all right. And there's a store up off of 35th and Bell. So stopped in. The guy was there. He's like, yeah, if you guys are beginners, like here's a couple discs that I'd recommend. So we each walked out with a driver and a putter, went to the course, downloaded an app, and the nice part is with all the GPS, it'll show you, hey, here's where the next tee box is, all that stuff. So
Which course did you do?
there's Conocido off of 35th in between Greenway and Bell.
Is that the Mountain one? The one, it's like pretty hilly. You go up and down? No?
That might be Buffalo Ridge.
Yeah, Buffalo Ridge. I've done that one.
So that's on our list of, we'll probably do that one.
Bring really bad discs. It'll beat the crap because it's all rocky.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Some golf courses do. I think Peoria Pines will set up the golf course for frisbee golf.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
But so we went and played after that. There's a course off of 59th and Union. And it's in the wash down there. Some dude petitioned the city to have it where he could come in with a bunch of disc golf people. They donated the, what are those? The
tees or whatever.
The baskets, all that good stuff. So they've got it all set up in the wash.
It crosses over, doesn't it? It kind of like the holes kind of cross over.
Yeah, yeah.
I've done that one too. That one's really fun.
Yeah. Well, so at the end of it, we just finished the 18th hole. We're walking back to our car, and there's a guy. He's got this like stick. He's walking through the bushes, dressed a little weird, and literally walking through bushes, just poking a stick around. It's in a wash. We'd already seen a homeless person down there. So I thought, all right, we've got another homeless person. Like, I don't know what they're doing. We're just going to head back to our car. Then he's up talking to this guy with it on his phone with a kid in a stroller, and then all of a sudden something just comes falling out of the sky and lands in the bush. So we thought the dude was on his phone controlling a drone or something, but as we're walking past, the dude who was walking through the bushes runs in there. It's a falcon that had just caught a rabbit. This dude is a falconer, and so he was going through the bushes with a stick scaring out rabbits, and the falcon circles overhead and dive bombs anything that comes out.
That is so cool.
Dude.
That's metal.
Oh my god. It was legit. The thing is, kills the rabbit there.
Yeah.
And then it starts like pulling at it. And so the guy talked to us. He's like, oh yeah, so the way that we've got to get him to stop latching onto this rabbit is you've got to give him a snack so that he pays attention to the snack. That's his reward. And then he takes the rabbit home, they clean it, and they eat it. And he's like, we can catch like 2 rabbits a day by doing this. And the falcon knows where to go when it's time to go home. So he has a command for the falcon, and the falcon will go, rather than it being like, oh, I got to put him back in my cage or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was geeking out about it just because it's like, you've got this thing that's up in the air. Like, people have parrots at their house, but you clip their wings so they can't fly away.
Yeah.
this thing can go wherever it wants.
Yeah.
But the two of them are working together because they know that that's how they'll both get food, and it's nuts.
That's cool, man.
That's sick.
I feel like that's a lot of work, though. You really have to know
my
what you're
gosh.
doing. Like, they're smart.
He's had it for months. Like, I think he's trained multiple birds. Like, that's his hobby.
Because I've trained parakeets before, and like they were chilling on my shoulder and stuff and flying around. But I mean, they're not a predator animal. That's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was nuts.
I mean, falcons are cool birds too.
Dude, we were able to get really close to it, and it has its wings spread open over the rabbit because it's like trying to make sure nothing else can see it.
That's wild.
It was crazy.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I remember my family members were visiting my sister and her two kids, and they're 8 years old, so they're young. We took them to the zoo because McKenna worked at the zoo, and as you come in, before you even get into the zoo, there's like the vulture enclosure, and when we get there, members can get in an hour early. That's when they do feeding time. So like the kids are coming and like, oh cool, our first animals I see, and then there's just like skinned rats just being like picked apart by vultures. It's like, this is really metal, and they're just like, oh, let's keep going. Like, welcome to nature, kids.
Yeah. This is the reality of how nature works.
Oh yeah,
it's not the Lion King.
Yeah, it's not. No one just has steak that they're just like chewing on. It's like, oh no, this is what they eat. Yeah.
You guys had an eventful. Is my mic on?
Hello.
Yeah, it is. I can barely hear myself.
Here, try it now.
Yeah, that's better.
There you go.
You guys had an eventful month.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Mason, if you say that nothing happened this month, Easter happened. We've had a whole 4 weeks worth of stuff. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, we can go into the little nitty gritty stuff. Like Easter came over. We had family from New Mexico come out, which was cool. But it's just like kids running around upstairs, hurdling them,
Fun.
keeping them, entertained.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just put on Frozen and then.
No, they're older now.
So
and it's more
Frozen 2?
Yeah, and they're older now where it's like, we want them to go play outside.
Oh, fair.
Go do anything that's not in front of a TV.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unless it's a video game. Some of the cousins started playing Madden.
Nice.
Yeah. They thought they were good. Killed them.
Well, you got to put them in their place,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because they just started getting, the older cousins, they started getting into football and stuff. So I think we're going to try to do like a little fantasy football league.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so that'd be fun. But no, most of my days now are coaching the basketball and working.
Yeah, but I feel like there's fun stuff that happens in that.
No, well, I mean, I think a lot of the parents and probably other spectators think that I'm a little crazy or hardcore. Because two games ago, I mean, I think I've bitched about, like we play, it's a 3rd and 4th grade, it's the rec league. It's not the competitive league.
Yeah.
So it's like, my team is just full of people who, like, 9 and 10-year-olds who've never played basketball before.
Gotcha.
But then, like, these other teams have kids that have, like, played together. Like, one of these teams had some kid that could do dribble. Like, we struggle. You can't steal in this league. We struggle. We only have a couple people that can dribble the ball up the floor consistently. And they had this one guy that was doing crossover, like, fadeaway jump shots from outside the key. We can't make a shot inside the key, But it's just some crazy thing. We were playing this team where their coach was trying to teach them how to set screens. But, like, their entire team were setting screens. But also, like, they were setting screens. Because, in basketball, you have to sit there.
Yeah.
And time it perfectly. But they were just going like this, and some of them were just going like this, and just shedding. We're just blocking. And you stop. Sometimes the ref will stop the game, especially like double dribbling and stuff, and like teach them, and then give them the ball back, kind of thing.
I like that.
But they were getting open shot after open shot from these fucking 4 kids just coming and just moving kids out of the way, happening the whole game. And this is we were playing so well.
Yeah.
I think the closest we ever got was 8 points. Most of the time, we're blown up by 20 or 40.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is a close game. And then it's like then it was like towards the end of the game, they just kept doing it. It's like, I've run out in the middle of the court yelling at the ref. And I was just like, dude, you have to stop them. They can't keep doing this. in front of everybody, like it goes silent. I'm just yelling because there's also like 3 courts. Like I'm pretty sure everybody could hear me. Because I was just the kids because we practice like the right way. We try not. I don't let them double dribble. Like,
yeah.
They get irritated, so it's just like we can finally win a game.
We have a chance.
I know we tied.
They left it at a tie?
Yeah, you don't do overtime and stuff. That's till playoffs.
Oh, okay.
It's a church rec league.
Nah.
Yeah.
overtime.
But anyways, I'm way too invested, and so like I find myself just caring too much,
All right,
especially when the kids don't.
Alex, I know what we're doing from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of asking Mason what he did this last
Yeah.
month, and getting nothing, man. We'll ask him.
How's the rec league going?
Yeah, how's the rec league going? Because
Yeah.
we know that it'll get him going.
Exactly. So I think some of the parents are nice. A couple of the parents are nice and say after the game, but like after the game, the kids just go to the parents and our parents just leave.
I need you to get a few clipboards just so you can break them over your knee.
I know. I would.
we should order like a Amazon pack. So
Hey,
we can
I have just
snap
like
through.
normal clipboards. They're not like
Yeah.
for dry erase,
I mean,
but you could just
the refs are most of the refs are really nice. And stuff. I mean, like usually if you wear stripes, you're like you're more devil than angel. People who wear stripes, they're not the best people. I don't like them really.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So yeah, a little competitive. I think fresh out of high school and college, after playing basketball, I started playing in rec leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And twice. I got kicked out of a rec league for yelling at a ref. I was a little intense. And then my first year coaching freshman basketball, I got too many technicals. So literally the AD, like the principal or whatever, like had like sit down and have a conversation with me.
Oh jeez. Were you the guy where you're just like?
No, I think what it is just like sometimes I'm just like intense, and people just like they don't hear the words that are being said. They just hear the loudness and like the intenseness. Like they don't hear anything else.
Yeah.
So they're just scared.
Yeah.
You are a very scary individual.
Not at all. They're not at all. I think more scared for them because they're gonna get in trouble. So I've come a long way. So for me to have to do that, I was just getting so frustrated.
That's
Yeah.
Because the other thing I get frustrated with these kids, like nowadays, all they care about is winning.
Yeah.
They get so mad, and then like if the other team's really good and they go up a lot, the kids just forget everything, and then they just start dribbling up the court, throwing up shots, and we end up losing by 40.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully it'll be like last season. Last season we never won a game, but with our team, we lost by 30 every game. But then the first game of the playoffs, because in the playoffs they tell you that we're going to be, here are the rules, we're sticking to it. Because a lot of times we have these kids that, they'll let double dribble happen, but some of these kids were like, here, dribble, and then you would stop me, they'd pick the ball up, and then juke, and then go that way and shoot a shot and make it. So in the playoffs, we lost by 1 point to like the best team that beat us by 50. Because they finally... So I'm trying to tell the kids, I was like, you just keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to win the games with the playoffs matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Makes sense.
That's fair.
I don't know if I'm meant to teach little kids though, basketball. But that, yeah. So yeah, if you want me to talk more, bring up the basketball.
All right, guys. Let's get into the business portion of the podcast. But before we do that, we have an unofficial ad that we need to premiere for our favorite company, Shamrock Farms.
Are you gonna put this in the video?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut this in. So Alex hasn't seen this. This will be his first time seeing it. I'm gonna we'll have it inserted right here in the podcast.
And cut.
He is the reason for success on job sites he has never been to. Whenever he gets a fortune cookie, it says the same thing. Congratulations. Doers never get more done than he does. He is the most interesting man in the world. I don't always drink milk, but when I do, I prefer Shamrock Farms. Stay thirsty, my friends.
I love the humming in the background.
Well, the TV's also cranked up real.
Oh,
nice
that's fair.
above
That's
there.
fair. That's fair. But no, that was a fantastic ad read. I think they should sponsor you at this point.
Yeah, we're gonna splice this whole thing up and I'm gonna tag them on Instagram with it, and I'm gonna see if we can at least just get their attention to let them know, hey, I've been repping your shit for several months or several years at this point.
Yeah.
And don't worry, we will show you proven evidence of the cease and desist letter that
From Dos Equis.
We'll pay you to stop talking about us.
Here's a free coupon for free chocolate milk.
Yeah.
And stop.
Hey, everyone, quick!
Yeah. Well, and I've got one or two others planned that we're gonna do knockoff commercials that I want to release like each month for the podcast.
You need to do like an Old Spice version of it. Like, over here. Now here, look at me. Look at your man. Now look back at me. Shamrock chocolate milk.
We're gonna put that in the rotation.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then do the whistle at the end.
Oh yeah, but we need to have you in the shower with like chocolate milk going like.
The next one I have planned, if we can get it done in time.
I
don't want to spoil what it is, but I'm very excited about this next one.
Oh man, you can't be showing me these videos on April Fools. You can't get my hopes up like this.
Oh yeah, it is April Fool's. I didn't
It
realize
is.
it.
Damn. You texted us earlier.
April Fools.
Oh dear God.
This guy.
Well, yeah, I texted you earlier, so I would have made it a little better, and then said April Fools.
Okay.
For those of you who weren't in the group chat,
Yeah.
Mason texted us when I asked if the boys were going to be here tonight. Alex responded promptly this morning around like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And texted Mason to follow up, and he's like, I will not be able to make it tonight. And Alex and I both just skimmed the message because we've got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And so I text Mason, hey, is everything all right? He's like, did you read the text message all the way? And so...
Well,
He doesn't say not. He does say, I will not be able to make it tonight.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Not,
Sorry.
he
I
says,
will not be able to not make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my MO, usually if I don't respond right away, because I'm like, fuck, I got to get all this. Like, I'm out and about doing stuff, so I'm trying to, like, make sure I get it done. Usually my MO, if I wait that long, it's a last second, no, I'm not coming. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, that
He had
is
fun
true.
with that, so he's like, God damn it, I played all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just played off the emotions. And what usually happens. I keep doing this.
Nice, Alex.
It's always...
This podcast
It's always
is
fun.
so professional. I love
It
it.
is.
Absolutely.
Let's get into the part that hopefully someone cares about.
Yeah.
Let's talk about business. Boys,
That's pretty good.
Alex, you want to kick us off this month?
Oh, you want me to start? Okay.
Yeah, let's
You're the new fan favorite.
I am? I
Yeah.
didn't know we had fans. All right.
I've
So...
also
yeah.
got it up on the screen
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
you. And if
Your
you
mind-
want,
your
if you
mind
want, I'll
values
pull
is
up the.
No, that's fine. No, that's good. No, go back.
Go ahead.
All right. Okay, so recap in terms of March, revenue was not great. It was only 1,000, which
Only 1,000. What a loser.
yeah, honestly, not great. It's been a lot of leads that have been like seeming to hit, but you know that is neither here nor there. We'll see what April looks. I have a feeling April is going to be pretty intense, but we'll see.
Right, real quick on that. On the last podcast, did we talk about there was an opportunity that we thought was going through? Are you able to kind of speak even circularly with that?
Yeah. So I had an opportunity that seems a client that I had done some free work for that seemed like really eager to turn it into a paid opportunity, and they've just essentially ghosted me. They reached out earlier last week, been like, hey, can we get the final materials? And I gave them the final materials, and I was like, hey, you know, what's the update? You guys seem pretty interested. Just nothing. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm not really banking on that anymore. I can take it or leave it. I do wish that they had like closed the loop and said, hey, this is either we're not going forward. That's fine, but I'd just rather not, just know. But I have a couple other opportunities that seem to be hitting, and hopefully in April I'll have bigger numbers. So
I was gonna say, if they end up not going with you, I'm assuming that they're probably gonna go with like somebody else that maybe can do it cheaper.
I don't.
Fucked up idea for you to come up with, Mason.
No, but what I'm saying is that like maybe that's something like, especially in your side of the business, that like you can follow up with them like 6 months down the line and ask them how it's going with their people.
Yeah.
To see if it's like, if they're ever just like, fuck, I should have went with the guy I knew that could do all this stuff.
I mean, at the same, yeah.
Because maybe they'll have, or maybe they'll even come back to you.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm keeping it open. I'm going to touch point, once a month, just check in, see how they're doing, that kind of stuff.
And then you big dick them and be like, oh yeah, well my prices now are.
I mean, like, they're cool people, but yeah, you're right in terms of, you gotta stand up for yourself and that kind of stuff. So it's fine. I think at the same time, I've heard a lot of people being saying it's okay to say no to certain opportunities, and if a client or anyone just shows you their colors really early on, like, believe them. And I think that's the same thing with clients. If clients are regularly not answering you when you need them to, not following up, not paying you when you need to, you shouldn't be surprised if they keep that behavior. So, if anything, I'm not mad at all, because even when I was doing free work, I still learned stuff out of it. So I'm not that upset of it, because it still gave me valuable experience. So if it turns into a paid opportunity, it's only a plus. If I don't hear anything from them, I have other stuff that's coming in the pipeline, so I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah.
So, in terms of recapping my numbers, so actually in February, I told you guys I had 80,000 impressions in terms of like just pure LinkedIn posts. This month was so much worse. Still posting the same consistency, but 30,000 impressions. So I don't know that that's necessarily the content. I have started to gear my content more specifically to away from data analytics as a whole, in terms of like how to become a data analyst, or things that would appeal more to a lot more people on LinkedIn, and focus more on, hey, this is what analytics looks like in your business. Here's what analytics is. Here's, if you're trying to implement an analytics, these are the things you should start thinking about. Stuff that's more applicable for business owners or people who would be ideal clients. And something that I was realizing as I was going through my list of followers and my connections on LinkedIn, I have a decent amount of people who could be, an ICP, what is it, ideal client profile is the marketing term. But I could do a lot more to expand that. So something that I've been doing is finding a couple ICPs on LinkedIn and trying to add about 20 to 25. And that's actually a next step that I'm doing now, is going forward every week I want to add about 20 to 25 ICPs. And that's just sending LinkedIn requests, trying to connect with them. Because even if they don't connect with me, if they look at my profile or they start seeing my posts and say, hey, that's relevant to me, or any of my lead magnets, hey, that's a great thing. And then also realizing that I don't want to be beholden just to LinkedIn's, algorithm. And, if they change something and all of a sudden I get no visibility, I need to have another way to generate leads. So I had done, I know you had talked, Mason, about YouTube videos. And I had done YouTube videos in the past, and I've done a couple, and I honestly got good interaction off of that. So I'm restarting that. And I posted a video last week, super basic again, trying to target my ICP, trying to target stuff that very entry level stuff in terms of, a business owner might be like, okay, well, how do I move something like in Excel to Power BI? What's the basics? And just covering that. And then, hopefully people will see that and be like, okay, this guy's obviously an authority. And then, maybe we should ask him to do this stuff for us.
Yep.
So those are the main things that I'm focusing on for next week, just to kind of build a bigger audience and bigger, footprint online.
Yeah, because when I hear about people trying to pitch things, it's like, if you go to do more research, it's like, if it's just, they're just on LinkedIn telling you about all these things they can do, but then like, you find somebody who actually has like a library, like, oh, they're on YouTube, or they have a website.
Yeah.
Or, so it's just like a little more like, hey, this is for real. I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah. And I think that that's why I put so much effort in early on for like referrals and being able to say, hey, you know, these are the kind of businesses that I've worked with, because that helps a lot with clients too, in terms of like, well, you know, have you worked with someone like me? Have you worked with someone in our industry?
Yep.
Because that's all really important, and you feel like you're in better hands if someone said, oh yeah, I've already done this before.
Exactly. Dude. You ever thought about getting a video? Getting a video like from a review from a past client?
Not really.
It's something I think I always thought about I was going to start doing too.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that important
In your industry?
in my industry. I don't think, like, I look at a lot of my competitors and they're not doing that, but that could also be something that is more powerful because other people aren't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on things, and just I don't want to try too many new things.
No,
at once.
exactly, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Mason, let's hear it.
All right.
Talk to me about what's going on in the market, and then let's dive into what you've got going.
Well, the market, I mean, the market's about the same, so we're still hovering around 12,000 active homes. The closed rate is still up there, so like last month we were at 1,600. This month we were closer to 1,700. Interest rates staying around the same, but we're like right just 7.05%. So the interest rate, you know, everybody talks about that. We're still expecting that to go down sometime soon, summertime. But even with the 7% interest rate, like, people are still buying homes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and closed homes too, by the way, that's not a month, that's every week.
Jeez.
So there's almost 2,000 homes closing every week. And that's just
4,800 a month.
yeah, so that's a rearview mirror.
49.
So that's just what it's been doing. So our active homes, our pendings are up. I didn't put pendings up on here. But our pendings are about the same. Because our pendings are going to give us an idea of where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
So last month, we were at about 1,500 in February. So this month, we're already about like 1,700 a week are going pending. So buying, selling. So luckily, I got into, you know, doing full-time real estate before 2020. So I got a good idea of what a real normal market is like and how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So like we're in there. Like a lot of people just didn't start paying attention to real estate until 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It hit. Like, oh, you can do all these things. But like the market's not down. It's just not 2020. People aren't just making loads of money and small interest rates. So it's just back. Like we talked about it in all the other podcasts. Like, should I sell? Should I buy something? It depends on your situation.
Mm-hmm.
Is the market bad right now? No. So if you are able to buy, it's perfect.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's the perfect time to buy a house. No credit,
Like
no
everyone
credit,
else?
no money. I've got a plan for you. Yeah. So markets or stats. Let's see. Oh, go over my numbers. Everything keeps getting pushed back, which is it's okay. But I did have a closing today. I got it, last month, $250 for a rental. Mm-hmm. I did get another new build under contract, but that's going to close at like the end of the year, which will be 2 at the end of the year. Those take forever.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So yeah, I'm still holding up through her end. That's why I made fun of your $1,000. The loser. $250, baby.
Hey, take us out to steak dinner.
Yeah, I already spent it. Why? How come his numbers are different? Well, they're not that different. So I slacked on my action steps that I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do the video and finally get that YouTube video out there.
Mm-hmm.
Thaddeus called me earlier to yell at me because he was like, "Hey, looked on YouTube, not seeing anything." I was like, "Yeah, you won't because it's not there." I feel like I've been busy with a lot of like current things, but also like I'm not as organized as I should be. You know, so it's just like I've felt like I was working a lot inside of the business. This is excuses right now. A lot inside of the business instead of like you're supposed to work inside, you know, in your business and on your business. That you look like you want to say something. Go for it.
Go ahead.
No, go for it. You're over there, your legs twitching.
No, go ahead.
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
It's been 2 months, dude.
I know.
For the one video.
Yeah.
You came over. You sat right there
And I did it.
for that video. So that's where I was
But that
going
wasn't that video. I was talking YouTube. That was my YouTube video.
Yeah.
Or no, what we worked on wasn't YouTube. I haven't
Alright.
even touched that since last month.
All right.
YouTube
So,
video.
do you have anything else with your action steps?
No, so basically, I think I was doing what you were trying not to do, was put your feet, like put your toes, do too many things at once. Because I was trying to do hit video in every single, like trying to put it on Instagram, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have time. I don't have time to do all that. With the what we talked about before the podcast, people looking to get the work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always going to be perfect. You got to pick and choose.
Okay, real quick before we move on, because it has been 2 months.
Yeah.
And because I have called you about it. I would honestly say, part of what we're doing with the podcast is, we're trying to choose one thing at a time to be able to show people, hey, here's the result of this thing.
And I think I've done a horrible job doing that.
Exactly. So
Because
I'm saying, dude, if it's Instagram or TikTok or
and I
YouTube
agree. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do, because originally I just said video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to, because I'm going to put the YouTube part of the video on pause. Because we had a conversation on the phone where, actually I never called you back to finish that conversation.
I know.
But instead of necessarily looking for new clients, like unknown clients, I want to focus more on working people that I know. And then me personally, I think one of the ways, instead of getting Facebook and Instagram messages from random people, hey, how you doing? Starting that you've never talked to in a million years and trying to start a natural conversation and then slip in real estate. I hate that. I don't like when people do it to me. I don't like to do it. So I think I'm going to use the video to more, just start putting it.
What video?
I'm talking about my Instagram and my Facebook. So they're going to be, it's going to be Instagram/Facebook Reels that go on the thing.
All right.
But then but it's also in the stories. So it's going to go everywhere.
Right. Okay.
One video a week.
Going back to one video a week.
Listen to me, yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be, I'll put it on there. It's going to be one video a week. So next time we have the podcast, there should be 4 videos up.
On your Instagram.
Yes.
Okay.
And it should be very easy for me to do.
And when you're saying videos, you're saying a tour of the house, saying, hey, check out
something
this
small,
house.
a story house, or
Here's
a video about all the NAR stuff going on
Mm-hmm.
that we can get into on here if we have enough time.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that satisfy your overall vision, Thaddeus?
It only satisfies the vision if next month we show up and it's done.
Okay, that's fair. Mm-hmm. Tell me, am I doing too little?
Yeah.
You think, really?
Yeah, and this is an outsider's
I know.
perspective, right? Because as far as it's more Alex and I talk, we all talk about we're busy.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's busy, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the commitments and the action steps that we're making, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of it's the LinkedIn posts, and part of it, I looked at what Alex said. It's I've been doing LinkedIn, and in January he's so I'm going to do more LinkedIn.
Yep.
And then in February is LinkedIn's been going well. Here's what I'm learning. I'm going to do more LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And then it's I'm refining how I'm doing LinkedIn, but I'm going to do more LinkedIn. And there's a part of it where I look at it and I go, it sounds fucking boring on the podcast.
Yes.
But at the same time, business is sometimes boring, and that's the way it works. But at the same time, I feel like the differentiator that I see from people as they become successful, it's just do the thing you say you're going to do. Mm-hmm. And so that's where it's I look at Alex's, he did it. So you might be stupid freaking busy as far as with whatever else is going on. We just talked about even last year, the action steps thing, to be able to say, hey, what action steps can I track to then correlate to dollars? Mm-hmm. And when the question is what are you going to do? And you said it's a YouTube video and it's not done for 2 months. That's where I go, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
But
I
if
think
you're telling me...
I think you're also getting caught up on the YouTube part. Like I was talking, I spoke a lot about YouTube.
How many videos did you post on Instagram?
One.
Okay.
In the last 2 months.
Well, technically last month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had one a month, so I'm just I'm doing exactly what you talked about, or what he's doing about anything. I'm starting at one spot because I forget what the book was called. But I was reading a book, very simple and just like, you know how sometimes people say things and then like somebody says it one way and then all of a sudden like kind of clicks. So it's kind of just more like a compounding effect. Yep. So start literally with the smallest thing possible.
Yep.
Exactly what you did, and then just because everybody, like you said, everybody's busy.
Right.
And that when you first start something, it's going to be overwhelming and you're going to feel busy.
Yeah.
But if you keep doing that small thing, it becomes second nature, and then now you're not as busy and you can add to it.
Yeah.
You keep doing it, you're not as busy, so the whole busy thing is no longer an excuse.
Right.
So for me, trying to put up the Instagram, you know, even once a week, and then also do the YouTube video and all that stuff, I felt like I was trying to do too many different videos at once.
Yeah.
Which I'm not good at, you know, recording it, editing it. So doing that a bunch of times was overwhelming and made me feel too busy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're going back and forth. So ask me if this makes sense at all.
Well, so, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Instead of, like, I think the 4 videos a day.
No.
Or four videos a month.
Per month.
A month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Four videos a month is a good starting point. If you're worried about YouTube, just take the exact same Instagram video and then make it a YouTube short. No?
To Mason's point.
No, I mean, I can throw it on there. That'd be easy.
Right, but at the same time, I think you're on the right track.
Let's get him 4 videos first.
Action compounds action.
Yep.
Right? So, in terms of this is where it's like, say what you're going to do what you say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, it's if we're going to say it's the 4 videos that can be simultaneously uploaded to Facebook and Instagram, do the 4 videos, and then after that, we talk about going from there.
Exactly.
All right. Well, then let's also talk about this in terms of we really want to keep, like, a major part of this whole podcast is to keep ourselves accountable, right?
Yeah.
Like that's another part of accountability. So what are we going to do other than, because I think, in all honesty, I think we went really easy on you last month. And I think now Thaddeus is coming into your bluster balls, which is good. That's what we're here for.
I felt like you guys were way harder on me now than you were last month.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying last month we were way too easy on you.
Okay, easy. Okay, I thought you said hard.
No, way too easy on you. So what I'm trying to say is, how do we do this in a way that helps us? Because we're all trying to grow here. That's the point of this. We're all trying to grow. We're all trying to like challenge ourselves. Yes, we're driven. Yes, we want to set these goals and we want to make progress. So how do we help you keep accountable to that? Do we need to call you every week?
No, this is perfectly fine.
Okay, all right. So then what's going to happen?
So leading up to the podcast, that was when I was like, "Fuck, dude." I didn't do the YouTube video I was talking about, so I sat down and tried to like figure out like, why didn't I do the YouTube video?
Yeah.
And I think this is good because 90% of people are doing what I do.
Right.
You know, where it's like they want to do something, they want to do it in all these areas, they keep doing it, but they never take steps.
Sure.
So I kind of just sat, because he called me at a very poor time and wanted to have a serious conversation. I was like, I got to call you back. And it's weird because sometimes Thaddeus you'll call me almost because like it's something that I've been thinking about like while driving. And like, hey, I got to do this. And it's like before I've sat down and been like, okay, this is exactly how I'm going to do it. And then I'm in the middle of trying to fix up this house that I'm listing. And Thaddeus is calling me. I was like, fuck, I got to call you back. Never called him back, but I had that conversation with myself, and this is what I came up with.
Right.
So this is a live thing.
All right, cool. So if you don't do it next month,
yes, there should be some type of punishment.
That's exactly
right. I'm totally okay with it because I would have said the same thing to any of you guys. I would have been the first one to be like, dude, you got to do the podcast naked.
Okay, how about this? I have a very unique outfit that you won't like, and you'll have to wear it on the podcast next time.
I mean, how well do you know me? I might like it.
I'm pretty sure he lost a fantasy football
Oh,
league,
it's one of those?
and he showed up in a dress.
Me? Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did I tell you I won the league this year?
No.
Yeah, I won it this year after getting last place. Oh, yeah, that wouldn't be fun to wear.
Sexy made outfit. There we go.
Yeah,
Just for the audience, Alex was wearing it in that photo. So it's not like we were looking at something. I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, it was me.
Wait, why were you wearing that?
It was for Halloween.
What?
I wanted
For
to wear-
Halloween.
For Halloween. I wanted
Oh my
to wear-
gosh, I don't know what I heard.
Wait.
I thought it was for frowling. I'm like,
For
what?
frowling.
What
You don't-
weird shit are you into, dude?
Frowling is the best, you know. No.
Yes. All right, done.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So you should bring it in your car.
Oh, I'll bring it.
Oh, like it is right now.
I got it right now. I actually, when I was on my way over here today, I was like, that'd be really funny if I just, for an April Fool's thing, just to show up. All right, I'm ready to record.
We should. Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
I should have.
We should have been in cahoots and just like
Honestly, we should have.
yeah, and then just like not showed up 10 minutes late, just never text him back and just have him waiting on his chair like, are these fuckers coming?
Yeah, and we bring like a second thing to chocolate milk just to say sorry.
Yeah. No, we bring an off-brand.
No, some Nesquik. Like no regular milk, just Nesquik powder.
Nesquik, yes. Nesquik almond milk.
Anyways, that is. Well, sorry. Are you done?
I don't know, am I?
I don't know.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to cover the numbers from the construction industry that I'm tracking real quick before we jump into everything. So 2x4s are at $365. That's up like 40 cents a stud. Plywood is at $24.65. That's up, I think, roughly $7 from last month. Copper, $26.42. That's holding steady. So plywood is the one that we've seen the most fluctuate the most. I think this is the higher end that we've seen in the last couple of years. In terms of the numbers for the month of March, we had $15,141 come in. A bulk of that has been a second deposit for a kitchen. So I've got both my kitchens getting ready to kick off in April. So they're going to be staggered by a week with each other. So we'll be running those guys. And then we had a lot of the stuff that I looked at in February, we were able to get scheduled and knocked out in March. So it just worked out really well that way. So
Disgusting.
this has obviously been the best month. So I was anticipating that number to actually be closer to 17,000. The reason why it wasn't that is because I got the numbers wrong for February. Apparently, instead of coming in on March 1st, February 29th, I received the second part of the deposit. So February was actually, instead of 5,000 and whatever it was, it's 7,029. So we are $25,000 into the road to 100K. The one stipulation that I will put on that is that the two deposits for the kitchens, obviously they haven't started yet, so it's essentially, I need a deposit for materials, subcontractors that I'm going to be paying up front along the way. There's a draw schedule that we go through typically with clients, so that's what we're going through right there. But yeah, so April we're kicking off the kitchens. If everything goes smoothly, which with all the prep work we're going through, it should. So
Right on
that's
track,
where we're at. Yeah.
25.
So, and then in terms of the action steps, I think, let me open it up real quick. Action steps. So for January, I had 17 calls. February, I had 34 calls. And my goal for the month for calls on that one was 51. And I said that I was going to try and call realtors. So when I filtered the realtors by anything that was listed in the last year between $1.2 million and $2 million, I got 1,600 listings to come up. And on listings, you can have up to 4 agents that are listed. That's going to be their name, their phone number, their email address on there. So essentially, I went through and I took I only went through 65 of them, and I got 145 agents' names, phone numbers, and email addresses off there. I called all 145 of them in March.
Jeez.
Out of those people, I either had them pick up the phone, and in the pitch that I gave to them, I've got like a script essentially for myself. I'm trying to send them an email with photos of previous work to show them, hey, we're a contracting company. Here's the caliber of work that we do. So if you have a client that's looking for something, we can definitely handle it. Out of the 146, we had it's about 32 to 33% of them got an email from me. So at that point, it was just under 50 that got emails. So I'm going to be essentially trying to just put that on repeat going into the next month, because I've got 1,600 listings, which means I have 1,535 left to go through, and that's just from the last year. I'm assuming there's going to be some repeat realtors in there, so we won't be able to crank the same thing as before, but I'm hoping that as I refine how I'm calling the people, making the ask for, hey, here's who I am, here's what we're looking to do, here's how I can help you out, that we start to make more connections. Because one of the things that I noticed when I was calling through the list was the amount of people that I was sending emails to on the back half of the list compared to the front half of the list, I think was starting to go up. And I think a big part of that was starting to pay attention to where people were responding and how they were responding just with how I would approach them on the phone. Mm-hmm. So usually a lot of realtors are getting bombarded with phone calls all the time. Yeah. A lot of it's spam. Someone's reaching out about something. They're trying to sell them the newest
Get leads
program or whatever it is. So my goal is to try and communicate very quickly. I'm a resource for you. You're not paying money. And I'm starting a referral program that they can be a part of.
Gotcha. So you calling the listing side?
I'm calling both sides.
Oh, nice.
I'm only looking at closed transactions.
Yeah.
So like I said, on some of those, I've got up to 4 realtors. So that's the advantage I have. And some people, they'll tell me that, hey, I don't work with buyers. So they're saying my sellers are trying to offload their house. They're not looking to remodel it. But at the same time, usually agents they're trying to work both sides of the transaction. So those were in the very small minority that I ran into. Right now, my big focus with this is obviously to just be getting in front of a clientele that has the liquidity to pay for projects that have a higher dollar amount to them, mm-hmm. and create consistency. Because I think for the next 12 weeks, things are going to be busy for Saito in terms of the 2 kitchens. There's a bathroom for one of my friends that I sent out the estimate for, and he wants that done in the next couple months. So essentially, I've got a lot of work and a lot of dollars that should be coming in within a very short period of time. Mm-hmm. My big thing right now is I need to make sure that I can put this on repeat. The 2 kitchens I got were from the same designer, so I do not look at this as, oh, we've turned the page on business in any way. So I'm trying to make it where this becomes a routine thing, and I'm going to try and document a lot of what we're doing with these kitchens to be able to say, hey, here's the pictures of what we've done before. I have experience with those things. I've been able to show people even previous work that I've been able to manage, but I can't fully call my own. Mm-hmm. And now this is going to be stuff where it's like, hey, no. I've been a part of this start to finish. So that's where we're at right now. We're going to try and, like I said, set it on repeat, 150 calls to agents throughout the month. And yeah, we're going from there.
Did you do 150 last month?
146, because that was what was on the sheet.
Fucking loser, dude.
How do you feel like your calls have changed from call 1 to call 146?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask too.
The biggest thing is probably just the confidence. I felt super nervous because when we talked back in January with reaching out, I think in February I did it where I reached out to the general contractors and the designers. Mm-hmm. I was just super nervous on the phone because it's like, you don't know if someone's going to tell you hey, just pound sand, go away. And it's like, ugh. But at a certain point, after you get through a certain amount of them, it's no hesitation, don't care anymore.
But if you change the script at all a little bit on how you say things?
Small tweaks to it. So I've tried to shorten it, and then also trying to just get out there that I'm a resource for them. The other thing that I noticed, there was a small nuance. So if I were to even just play it out, it's, hey, my name's If I call them, hey, they'll say, it's this is Mason. It's like, hey, I'm Thaddeus. How's it going? It's like, oh, good. What's going on? I'm a general contractor here in Arizona. Wanted to reach out to see if I could be a resource for you or any of your clients if they're looking to remodel. And sometimes I would go on from there to try and be like, is it right if I send you an email with the stuff in it? And I think that it just took too long. And what I noticed is I think on one of them, I just stopped with the resource for them or their clients, and then they started filling in blanks. Whereas, oh yeah, I just had a client who did this, or yeah, I had someone hit me up about this. And so from there on out, I started just stopping at that point rather than trying to just jam it all in where it's like, hey, can I be a resource for you and your clients? Could I also send you an email? Because they're on the other side of my impression is they're on the other side of the phone going, when is he going to shut up?
Yeah.
But if I leave it at, can I be a resource for you or any of your clients if they're going to remodel? Now that's what's going through their heads, the remodel side of things. Let them talk. Now we're in a conversation, not in a sales call. And I felt like that was a huge difference, just like I said, on the back, probably third of the calls that I made.
Yeah. Smart.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a huge insight. Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I'm more, yeah, because I was thinking if you were to call me, I would be more wording it like that. I'd be more like, oh yeah, I'll definitely, yeah, I'll add you to my books or whatever like that. And then that you just follow up. All right, I'm going to send you pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
And I might not look at it that same exact day, but eventually I'll come across and be like, oh yeah, oh shit, this is nice. And then even I have like a folder that I save that are like other companies. So if somebody's looking for something, I'll go in there and be like, oh yeah, who's the guy that emailed me?
Yep.
And then.
How often are you going to follow up with email?
I'm not sure on that one. I thought about, and we talked about a newsletter thing probably a week or so ago. So part of me thought about that. I had one realtor who's like, hey, you can send me an email, please just don't spam me. And I forgot to highlight which one it was. So I just don't want to be the guy who's like blowing them up. So I might just go back where I'm like, all right, I'm pretty sure they were above this point on my list and just take all of them from there on out. And then anyone who's like, yeah, send it over, I might have it just on like a monthly cadence or something.
Yeah. Because if you do it once a month, that's really not spammy.
No.
And like you're still being really, because I get things that I sign up for where it's like 2 things a day, and I'm like, as soon as that happens, I'm like, yeah, you're gone. Like unsubscribe. Yeah, like get me out.
Oh yeah, and then even if it's like sometimes even if it's once a week, over like after about 3 to 6 months, I unsubscribe.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's more like, yeah, I don't mind because I'm interested in it, just not right now.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear from you once a week.
Yeah.
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 But I think especially in your industry and what you're trying to do, once a month is more than enough to. And you might never see a return on a lot of those, but I mean, all it takes is a couple, and then all the other ones are worth it.
Right. And the nice part too is I know at the beginning of the year, I was talking about my goal is going to be the ads, and I just felt like I was lighting money on fire at a certain point. So eventually, I would like to get back to that. But right now, especially with the projects getting ready to kick off, and I just need to make sure that I've got all my ducks in a row, especially just cash-wise, that I'm not lighting things on fire.
Exactly. When you're building a database, once you have that database, then you can start your newsletter.
Yep. So yeah.
Smart.
So something that I'm interested in, and I'm sure they're out there, but something that I've been thinking a lot recently, right? Both Thaddeus and I, Mason, I don't know if you know much about Alex Ramosi, but you know we're big fangirls of Alex Ramosi, and something that he did, which I always thought was really interesting, because he did a lot of sales and marketing, and he went to gyms and he said, you know, hey, I'll market anything, you don't have to charge me anything, but you know I'll just take a percentage of your sales. I think there's a lot of small businesses who sell higher ticket items like your business and my business and even real estate, right? That would accept offers like that. But a lot of marketers, 99% of the marketers that reach out to me are like, oh, you just pay us $5,000. Like, I don't know anything about you. I don't know if I'm going to get a return on this. I would be much, much more comfortable giving a piece of the pie to someone who can get me business consistently. And then I don't have to worry about, there's no risk for me of saying, oh yeah, I don't have to pay anything unless you get me business. And then if you get me business, okay, awesome. I'm more than happy to give you a share.
Yeah, that's kind of how a lot of the real estate leads is kind of going that way. Like the 2 companies that, as a team that we do leads with, it's the same thing. It's like, hey, we're going to give you these leads, you work them, we get 30% after you close.
Interesting.
But only on the ones you close.
Yeah,
I
like that.
Only on the ones you close, so we only get paid if you do your job. and it's kind of nice too because you have to. They don't let anybody and everybody. You have to have your numbers have to be at a certain thing because they want people. They want to make money, so they want.
Yeah, they don't want to waste their time.
Yeah, so it's kind of like we're more apt to do that than like back in the day with Zillow, where it's just like, spend $30,000 a year on leads, and those like you don't ever know if they guarantee you leads. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
You guarantee me leads, so that means on March 29th. If I only have 8 leads of the 22 you recommended, those last are going to be made up.
Yeah.
Like, how real are they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, way more motivated to do that. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Anything else?
Yeah, what's Three Sheeps Brewing?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't actually meaning to do a brand deal. No, they're a small brewery in Wisconsin. My wife's from Wisconsin. We went out there once, and I really like their shirts, and I really like their beer. So,
there you go.
Three Sheeps Brewery.
Cool. All right, Mason, where can people follow you?
Especially this month?
Yes, especially.
Instagram. At MasonOxendale.
You know what?
Look
and
out for
we're going to
videos.
leave it there because don't go subscribe on YouTube. Don't look at anything else. It should be Instagram, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then if you're lucky enough to be my friend on Facebook, I don't let anybody be my friend on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not even your friend on Facebook.
Yeah, but you already said that you aren't friends with a lot of people. I'm trying to earn your trust.
You'll get there.
Yeah, no.
All right, Alex, where can people get a hold of you?
On my LinkedIn, yeah, just look me up or Control Analytics or Alex Von Reich.
Mm-hmm. Do you have to be an Instagram friend of Alex to be able to see that picture of you in a dress?
That is nowhere on that, and that will stay that way.
Yeah. Cool. All right, you can find what we're doing with Cyto at Cyto_building on Instagram, and Cyto-building.com is going to be the place for our website. Other than that, feel free to reach out to any of us. DM us, websites, all that good stuff. If you've got stuff that you want for real estate, data analytics, or consulting in that area, and then obviously for construction. So,
Yep. So until next time,
hope your hammer stays accurate.
Your Wi-Fi fast.
and your work blessed.
See you, everybody.
Blah, blah.
Nice try. I literally saw you typing